Cheers and enjoy the show. Welcome to the Bar is Open with Beth. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Bar is Open with Beth and Greg. Only, I don't have Beth with me today. I've got Krystle with me. One of my jiu-jitsu coaches who you may remember from about 2 years ago at this point.
Hello.
You got to talk loud. Remember, you got to talk loud,
I need
right?
to project my voice.
Project your voice.
Okay.
Use your mom voice.
Okay.
We'll get to the mom voice here in a little bit, okay? That sound good? How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
You doing good?
Yeah. I'm good.
You're good. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so happy to have you back on the show. It's been, like I said, we were talking about it at jiu-jitsu about two years ago. If I go, I could easily go back into the catalog and look and say,
yeah, I think
that was when we were talking about like working out and the different modalities and all of these like kind of
like
techniques
self-care.
and self-care kind of techniques and stuff like that, right? Life's changed.
Yep.
I'm gonna mix up the notes because I'm just gonna kick it off with
Mom.
She's a mom now. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Sorry to swear,
It's okay.
but it's crazy because you go, how did that happen? Well, we know how it happens. Right? We know, okay, like, let's be honest. We know how it happens. But like how did 2 years go by and now you have a 1-year-old, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
he's one.
Yeah, he's a year and he'll be a couple months soon. Yeah.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. So it's amazing, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I don't know. What do you want to talk about it? I mean,
You tell me.
it's literally
What's it like being a mom?
The greatest
Going
thing.
from dude, okay, so my wife, see, I'm like I'm
you
going
tearing
through
up?
menopause.
Aw.
No, I do, because I've known her for so long, and
Stop, you're gonna make me cry.
it's a good thing. So Beth always jokes about it because she's like, you're going through menopause, and I fucking absolutely am. Like, I can watch a fucking video of like a dolphin doing something dumb, right, and I'll tear up. Right, it's just life, right? But no, it's an amazing thing to see you guys, like, so you and Jonathan, who's another one of the coaches at the jiu-jitsu, you guys have been together for what? How long now?
9 years.
9 years, right? And you've lived together, you've been partners for a long time, and you decided to have a child. And that's a fucking amazing, amazing thing. And he's probably already busting arm bars. Or close to. I know he's throwing
He
shit
plays
out of
with
his
Dad
crib
all the time.
Yeah, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
So
it's literally. I mean, he's the best thing that could have happened to me.
it's cool.
Yeah. You see, I'm very sensitive right now too.
Cool.
So.
No, it's just honesty, right?
Yeah.
So let's get in some other things.
Yeah.
Let's do a throwback to like, let's give a background on you again, because it's been 2 years since you've been on the show, right? So you're a recently minted, I'll call it brown belt.
Yeah.
It's been about 6 months, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
I don't remember when
it's
I
been
got
about
it,
6
honestly.
months. I remember exactly.
Okay.
It's been about 6 months, which is like, in my mind, rolling with brown belts. It's basically a black belt in disguise for those that don't know.
I don't know.
Jiu-jitsu? No.
I
Fuck
don't
off.
think so.
It doesn't matter what you think. It's what us lowly white belts and blue belts think. It's you guys are basically ninjas, but you've got degrees in a bachelor's in athletic training, master's in sports management. You're a licensed athletic trainer. You're one of the instructors at Submission Concepts here in San Antonio. So if you ever are interested in doing learning some jiu-jitsu, come down. And you're in the San Antonio area. We're on the northwest side of San Antonio. But you're also the head kids instructor as well for the
Under Jonathan, yeah.
Under Jonathan, but really, yeah. I mean, fine. You know, he also does all the other shit stuff. But the idea behind that is, like, the reason I give you your background is last time we talked, it's, you know, I think I was a white belt back then. I mean, I'm not that far into my jiu-jitsu journey when you think about like, it's only 5 years. But
Bro,
no, we've
that's
talked
5
about
years,
this. No,
yeah.
we've talked about this. We talked about this last time. It's only 5 years. But when you talk about jiu-jitsu, it's a lifetime journey kind of thing, right? So how long has your journey been how long have you been doing jiu-jitsu?
9 years.
9 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, there you
It's
go.
around the same time frame. Yeah.
Right on.
I started actually August of 2015.
Right on.
Yeah.
When you think of like women in the Olympics are going on right now, and I've been watching a lot of judo because that's like there isn't jujitsu, I don't think there isn't, right?
No.
But it's judo.
Yeah.
You see judo and it has
Bro.
a lot of jujitsu in it,
Mhm.
or is it judo with arm bars?
Yeah.
Basically one or the other, right? When you think about like women getting into jujitsu and stuff like that, what like it's still like maybe 25% women, probably less,
Maybe.
quite
yeah.
honestly, right?
Yeah.
To men getting into it. Like, how would you recommend women getting into jujitsu?
Honestly, if it calls to you, I mean, there are women there that are there for many reasons, right?
Mhm.
Some women do it for self-defense purposes. Some women do it to feel more confident in themselves, to feel empowered. I mean, those are like the biggest reasons. Some do it to just build like a community of women, right? Strong women. I mean, there are many reasons why I think women should join like some type of group, but jujitsu specifically because it just pretty much turns you into a badass
Over time,
pretty
really,
much.
right?
Yeah. And also like you just gain so much like confidence, and you're not in fear mode all the time because of course
You're not always having to wear.
yeah, I mean,
Like,
of course,
you
always,
should.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You always want to have that awareness, but I think just knowing, like, okay, if something were to happen, like, I'm more secure, in my
I've got some
capabilities.
techniques that I can
Yeah,
take care
exactly.
of.
Yeah. So there's something you can fall back into, but yeah, I think that it's just, I mean, that's the reason why I created the women's program.
I was just gonna, perfect.
Yeah, just to bring more women together. I don't know if I had that going.
You did actually, yeah.
I just
you had a
start
couple
it?
years ago, yeah.
Okay,
You started,
alright.
and then you had to tailor off
Yes.
through your
Yeah.
pregnancy, yeah.
Yeah. But it's amazing, honestly. And the group is like still like 6 to 10 people, but it's
Yeah.
like it's a good group of
And it's a
people.
women's jujitsu
Yeah.
class on Saturdays, right? Yeah, it's
Yep.
perfect.
And
You did it today.
I did it
Yeah.
today.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And
So you're I would say the head instructor of that too,
of
right?
the women.
The lead instructor, yeah.
Of
I
the
don't know if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, right? You're the one that leads everybody and teaches the women's, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's important because, it's an aggressive sport.
It can be, yeah.
It's a martial art. I mean, it's an aggressive sport, and that's
Yeah.
the intention behind it, right? Is
Yeah.
to do that and to be like, hey, if I need to,
Yeah.
I can mess you up.
Honestly, like
Or get away. Or just get away.
yeah. I did not get into it for that reason.
What'd you get
though.
into it? I remember you told me a long time ago. I don't recall.
Well, I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's an art. And so I love that it pretty much never ends. It's always like the changing and the
Evolving.
transitions, and like there's just so much to learn. It feels like you don't ever stop learning. Like that's why you say I'm a brown belt. I don't feel like a brown belt.
I
Like,
know.
I feel like I'm still in that purple stage because I feel like there's still so much to learn.
If you guys knew what the difference okay, there's not a lot of difference, but there's a big difference. Trust me, going from like these white belt people that like we roll with, men or women, that
Yeah.
you all roll with,
Mhm.
trust me, they know the difference between a white belt and a purple belt or brown belt.
Yeah.
Like I remember when like Sammy was a purple belt and now he's a brown belt. That was like 3 years of development.
Yeah.
When you really think about it, it's like you were a purple belt for 3 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time
Yeah.
to be right?
Well, I don't know how long I was a purple belt.
Yeah,
But
I remember.
how do you remember that?
'cause I just remember all of you guys. Because when I started at Submission Concepts, you guys were blue belts.
Oh,
So I've been there for 5 years, and I'm a
Wow.
2-stripe blue belt,
okay.
right? And it's been like I'm coming up on 6 years this August. I think something
What
like
stripe
that. 5,
are you right now?
2-stripe.
2 stripes.
Yeah, I missed one because I missed the fucking.
You missed one, bro.
I was on vacation.
Sorry.
I was on vacation.
Guys always say this,
I was like,
and it's like Jonathan probably just forgot. To be
yeah,
honest.
no, I'm like, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. I was on vacation. I
That's
saw
so
all the
fun.
promotions hit Instagram. I'm like, you son of a bitch. And now I tell him, I'm like, don't be promoting people
Bro,
while
that
I'm
sucks.
on vacation. It's like, son of a,
That
you know what I mean? It's like, that's how it goes. Like,
Yeah.
you son of a bitch. Anyway,
I've missed one before.
it just
but then
happens.
he knows.
Correct.
I'm
No,
at
I
home
know,
with
I
him, and
know.
I'm like, wait, what's happening here? What? So you promoted everybody else? What? Like,
That's exactly, yeah. It's funny, but no, I just like, because I keep, like everybody, especially lower belts, we keep track of things like that because not that you don't belt chase and you can't belt chase in jiu-jitsu. We've talked
it's
about
hard,
this
yeah.
a long time ago.
Mhm.
You don't, you just can't.
Yeah, and everybody's like on
The
different
belts are
level.
different. And if you're
Yeah.
going 2 nights a week versus going 5 nights a week,
Yeah.
right? If you're going 5 nights a week, dude, you're going to pick up shit way faster. Because I saw some dudes get promoted and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know
or
what I mean?
like not even that. They're going like pretty much to every single class like twice a day.
That's what I'm
They're
saying.
going
Or
to
2 a
open
day
mats,
or whatever.
like,
Yeah, not maybe not 5 nights, but they're going
Yeah.
all the time. And that's fine. Let them.
It's crazy.
But I'm 50. I'm 50. I'm not 50. God damn it. I'm turning 48 next week or in a week and a
50?
half. I feel like
Wait,
it.
when's your birthday?
August 12th.
Oh, mine's August 9th.
It's my nephew's birthday.
Yeah, we're 3 days apart.
Yeah.
Aw.
Leo's.
Mhm.
Oh, that's sweet.
What's up? Rawr.
Rawr. I'm getting, so I got a bunch of tattoos done. I'm getting a lion mask done on this
That's
side.
dope.
Yeah. To kind
I
of,
love that. Is that new?
yeah.
What? That's cool.
From the same dude that did,
from
Jonathan's.
Milton?
Mhm.
Oh,
no, not
sweet.
Milton, his coworker or his other buddy.
Wait, who?
I don't know. Jonathan put me onto this dude.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's not Milton. It's Maddie,
Maddie. I don't know
who used
that
to work.
is.
Anyway,
Oh,
Maddie.
was that another piece?
This
that
was
he
he did the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Freehand. He
That's
free-handed
crazy.
my entire tattoo. Like he literally
It's
just
an Ani mask.
Ani mask, just hand drew the whole thing.
That's insane.
And then free-handed it and then freehand lined it. And then I went back about a month ago and got all the background black because I needed this colored up. And then on the 20th, I go in and get it all colored.
Dang.
So another couple weeks.
That's dope.
Sick, right?
I love it. Yeah, what color is the Ani mask going to be? Is it going to be a
It's up
color?
to him.
Oh, okay.
He's doing the whole thing.
Okay. It's
So,
his creation.
It's his creation.
Oh, I love
So it's
that.
pretty rad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was I talking about?
I forgot. I'm sorry.
It's good. That's okay. But yeah, so you've had tons of education. You've done all of these things. You're instructing women's classes and trying to get women. I think it is important to get women into martial arts and things like that for self-confidence. And we've talked about that again. But I think that's a big part of it. So also as you're a meditation coach, you spent 30 minutes, and I call you a meditation coach because UFC was last week. And she said, hey, you guys are welcome over. We had some other shit to take care of, but we're going to meditate for 30 minutes before the UFC fight. And I was like, what the hell is that about? Like, who meditates before the UFC? Like, namaste. Like, are you getting it?
So, no, I just,
Come on.
okay, yeah. I mean, okay, so I had my kinetics class, which is like basically it was a movement practice with some breathing techniques, and I do a little bit of meditation. All of my classes are based purely on experience. This is just like me doing my practices for years, and so I'm just sharing that. I'm not like certified to do whatever.
That's what I
this or
said.
that.
You're just a meditation coach.
Yeah, well, you can call it whatever it is, but I'm not certain. You know what I mean?
That's
but
fair. Yeah.
no, so it was supposed to be that morning, but I love my mornings, and I like
Those are
with
your
the
time.
Caius, yeah, and I'm just like, I don't want to do like anything if I don't have to. I'm not going to do anything in the morning. So I've been having it once a month now.
Cool.
And I was thinking about canceling it, honestly, just because I don't want the commitment. I know that sounds bad, but
It's
don't.
time and energy and all the other
It's
things,
different
right?
now,
Yeah.
like where I'm putting my energy is different
Yeah.
now. But one of the girls that has consistently been going, she's like, I can't wait for your class, and I was like, ah, shit. Like,
Yeah.
so I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it because I need it for one, like we were talking
It's
about
good
earlier.
for you to.
But it's one of the things that I use to help me. So I did an NSDR.
What's that mean? What's an NS? It's an acronym for
NSDR,
something.
yeah, it's a non-sleep deep rest. So,
Oh, so you're like
not
right on that edge of almost falling asleep where you're still kind of
yeah, it's like resetting your nervous system basically.
okay.
So
I've
you
never heard that.
yeah,
Yeah.
you go into like a really deep relaxation state. And basically the one we did was this guy, a neuroscientist, his name is Andrew Huberman. I don't know if you've heard of
I think
he has like a
yeah.
big following, a big
I swear,
podcast.
yeah, I know that name. I'm just gonna look it up, but keep going.
Dude, he has the most amazing, like informative podcasts I've ever like. I love his podcasts.
I know, yeah,
Um,
I know who he is.
yeah.
Yeah, for those of you out there, I know exactly who he is. Yeah.
But anyway, so he's the one that I heard this about, but it's similar to yoga nidra. So it's basically based off of
That's
like
a different word. I haven't heard that one either.
Yeah,
Yoga nidra.
yoga nidra. They're pretty similar.
Okay.
They get your body into like full relaxation, and you basically go through. For NSDR, it's more of like a body scan. So you start from the way he starts it is like at the base of the feet, I believe, and then he works the way up, his way up, and you're basically like you're like stepping outside of yourself and you're highlighting different areas of your body, and then you're just moving through the different areas
Like
of your
focus
body.
points
And yeah,
almost.
exactly.
Okay.
And it's like you're just feeling you're just feeling the sensations that are
You can
in
grab
your
this thing and
body.
move it around as
Okay.
you need. Yeah.
But it's just bringing awareness and basically resetting your nervous system. But you
It's
just
cool.
bring awareness to different parts of your body. And then yoga nidra is a little bit more spiritual. They focus on different like energy points in your body, and
Okay.
they move like through different energy points, which I did one today actually before I did a yoga nidra practice before
How
this.
does it like okay, so because I never heard of I've heard of yoga, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows yoga, but yoga nidra, like I'm trying to think of like how does it make you feel?
Well,
Like, is
let me
that the
tell you,
intention, or is it a mental thing, or is it a physical
it's
output
so
from it?
basically it's meant to not only reset your nervous system, but it also helps like re-energize yourself, and or it could help you fall deeper into a sleep. Like, so it depends.
Okay.
You can use it at like any time of the day.
Oh,
So you can use it to re-energize yourself.
it's not
You
like I
can
just
use
have to be
it.
laying prone, like,
Yeah,
you just
usually
sit
you
there
want to
and-
do it either sitting down or laying down. I
Okay.
usually do it laying down because I want my body to be fully relaxed. In yoga nidra, I think I don't know if you have to, but
It's
it
kind of
does say that to lay down.
Okay.
In the NSDR, you can be seated, but you do have to close your eyes. So
okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, I could
Yeah.
be sitting down, just in a chair, something like that. Okay, cool.
yeah.
So the feeling, like, what's the feeling you have found coming out of that, or doing, like, I don't know, what do you call it? Performing it, coming out of it, whatever you want to call it.
More relaxed. Honestly, it's just because
Like less stress, like
Yeah.
de-stressed.
yeah, because I'm just gonna bring it up because
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, you can bring up anything you want to
Okay.
talk about. It's all on you.
Yeah,
I'll just I'm not gonna pry too much because moms are moms, and
Yeah, no, Thursday I kind of had like I don't know if it was a panic attack or like
Well, anxiety,
anxiety,
yeah.
and my heart rate like shot up, and I couldn't figure out why it was happening, and it was right before I was about to teach on Thursday,
right.
and I had Zacchaeus in the car with me, and I was just sitting in the back with him, and like I did a breathing technique in there because I was like, okay, I need to calm down, like I'm about to go and teach everybody, like how can I give my energy if I like
If
am
your energy's all
completely-
fucked up. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I'm like discombobulated. So I did like a breathing technique, and then I was fine for a few minutes, and then it just all came back, and I was like,
Okay.
sorry, I'm like, and I felt bad because Jonathan didn't have any of his stuff. Like
No, I know. I talked to
I was
him. Yeah.
like, oh my god, but I
Life
just
happens.
couldn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
couldn't
fine.
do it. So I was
There's
like,
you get there are days where you get to call in sick, and that's
Yeah.
life, right? You don't
well,
get to pick
I
those
definitely
days.
had to do that.
Yeah.
But so basically, this helps with that.
Okay.
So it helps reset the nervous system, and I don't know. I don't think it's because well, Zacchaeus has been sick, like I
Is
told
it
you.
cold or
So
yeah.
my sleep has been
Kids
kind of
are-
jacked up
Yeah.
lately. The past because even last night I was waking up like every 2 hours. So
Jesus.
it's like been and honestly, like I can do it and I'm okay.
Yeah.
It's just like putting a little bit extra stress on my body. And then it's not just that, it's like other things too. So it's on top of that. And these practices I've found to be the most helpful. These and then floating. So I've been floating at the spa a lot
Okay.
more
I would say,
lately.
yeah. So explain what floating is for people that don't exactly know what that is.
So a lot of people, I'm getting really hot right now. I need to.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, honey, can you turn down the air conditioning? It's the amazing
Sorry.
thing about having a producer downstairs with the air conditioning on.
But basically, a lot of people refer to it as like a sensory deprivation, which
Tank.
Yeah, it's a tank. It's a tank full of our tank is full of 1,100 pounds of Epsom salt, and it's dark, it's quiet, and it's body temperature. So when you get in the water, you basically
Almost neutral.
Yes,
right.
exactly.
98.6. You don't feel
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I've done it. I did it at your place last year. That's what I did.
Yeah. So, I like being in that space for one, because if my body needs to sleep, it's going to sleep. Like I will fall asleep. I can mind map in there. I can do breathing techniques in there. I can do like my body scans in there. I can even stretch if I feel like. Like a lot of times my neck will feel a little bit tense because I don't use the little head thing.
The one you didn't give me, and I thought I was going to drop.
Sorry. So I don't use it.
No,
That's why I feel more aligned if
I
I'm
was
not
like,
using
I keep getting salt water in my mouth.
Well, yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's all
But
it is the saltiest water you've ever tasted.
yeah, I mean it's 11.
And don't let it drip in your eye.
Yeah,
that
we have
sucks.
fresh water in there, so if that happens. But so basically you're in this space where you can just kind of be with you.
Yeah.
So, and I like that too because, if I'm dealing or struggling with something like mentally or emotionally, I can kind of work on either processing that if I need to, or just, kind of not escape, but like just be with myself.
It's an hour,
and
right?
Like,
and you can take an hour for yourself and be there.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like,
if that's only the time you've got, sometimes that's what you need is just a
Yes.
quiet hour. And it is the quietest place I've ever been.
Yeah,
And
I love it.
And it was so dark. And I love dark and quiet places. Like I love to sleep when it is completely pitch black and there's not a sound.
Yeah.
Then I've got my wife, Beth,
Uh-huh.
who likes to have noisemakers on.
Oh,
Those gray noise static things.
the white noise.
That I'm like, please turn that thing on. Right. And over the years, I've gotten used to it. Right. And now we've got a puppy who just cries all night. I can't say that it's the same thing as having a kid.
Yeah.
Because I'll get in trouble with the people because they're like, no, your fur babies aren't the same as mom babies or baby moms. But you guys get what I'm saying.
I understand. Yeah.
But yeah, that's been my last week. So I haven't had to deal with it for a year.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel a little bit of like what you're going through.
It's especially because like
Just
I'm
need your
still
space.
nursing too.
Okay.
And so like, I'm there for him when he needs me.
24 hours a day. You're a mom.
And like
They're like dads. Dads are equally as important, but
He's
moms are
amazing,
like
though.
75% of that baby's life. Right
I mean,
now. That's just
especially
how it is.
like throughout the night. Like that's
Yeah.
the biggest thing. Like
Feeding,
throughout the
all the
night,
things.
I'm
Yeah.
he's with me, I'm with him. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So last night though, I told Jonathan, I was like, I need a nap. So
Like,
I went
fuck
to
off,
bed.
this
I went
kid-
to bed
yeah.
at like 9:30 and then I just napped and then he brought him to bed.
So
like,
what do you
a
mean?
little bit
You napped for what, like till 11 or something like that,
So
or
like
11:30?
I think he brought him in. It was like an hour. It was like
Yeah.
an hour. Yeah, and then he brought him back because it was time for him to.
Is he sleeping through the night at all?
Yes, when he's not sick.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
it's
that's
like
true.
it's like anywhere from 4 to 10 hours.
Yeah.
So he can sleep
that's-
like So
10
it's
hour. Oh my god.
But it really well. I say
And then
10 hours.
then he can't sleep for like the rest of the day, right? Kind of thing.
Well, he
Is that what it
takes
is?
a nap.
Okay.
He takes 1 or 2 naps. But no, he I say 10 hours, but it's like I get up one time to feed him
Okay.
and then he
Like
sleeps
5
another
hours
like
in or something like
4.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's not super consistent, but honestly, for the most part, it's like I get at least 4 to 6 hours a night. So
That's pretty good. I mean, I
Yeah.
think, right? As a,
I mean,
for
I
having
can
a
manage it.
1-year-old,
yeah, I can manage that. And then sometimes it's longer. So
you just
it's
crash out, take naps during the day, kind of thing.
well, no, I don't.
No,
No, that's why on Sundays when I'm doing
doing
my
your
self-care,
like we were gonna do the show last week, and like
Yeah.
time just like you're like self-care. Now that was awesome. You're like, hey, would 6 o'clock or something like that be good?
Yeah.
Because I'm doing my thing
Yes,
up
every
until
Sunday.
what's your Sunday self-care? Like what's the program for you? What do you
So
self-prescribe for you?
normally I do a 30-minute sauna, a infrared sauna, so I can work on myself inside the sauna because I have some tools and stuff, so I'm working on my body.
Okay.
And then I do a 45 to 60-minute float, and then I usually finish with a cold plunge.
A cold plunge.
Yeah.
How long are you doing your cold plunges for? Like 3 minutes?
Like 3 minutes. Yeah, I'm not doing them long just because
Just to
the protocol is
clear
11
your body.
minutes for a week. So so 11 minutes a week is just the protocol. That's a Dr. Huberman thing.
Okay.
And then so yeah, and the temperature's a little bit lower too now. I think it used to be like low 50s, but now it's like high 40s. So it can be from anywhere from like 45 degrees to like 49. It can be in the low 50s sometimes, but it's usually like 48, like 47, 48. So
If you you guys want to do a cold plunge, go just fill your bathtub up with some ice and try it.
yeah.
They're hardcore, dude. Yeah, I did it at your place as well. So
Yeah.
Krystle also works at what's the name of the spa? Can't remember.
Transcend Health
Transcend.
Spa.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
on the tip of my tongue.
I forgot to put that on there because
That's
that's
right,
my
Transcend
main.
Health Spa
That's my main job.
in San Antonio. So
Yeah.
again, we'll put some notes down in the comments for you guys, or in the notes for the show, so you guys can reach out. But
Yeah.
what in your? I remember when like you announced you guys were pregnant.
Mhm.
You were doing that. How did you evolve? And this could be not just jujitsu. Jujitsu is probably more. You have to be more careful in jujitsu, and I
Mhm.
know we were. Like you were like, I'm only rolling with certain people because I know how they'll roll. But just for a woman that finds himself, is that the right way to put it?
Sure.
Finds himself pregnant.
Yeah. Why not?
They end up pregnant.
Yeah.
They just happen to be pregnant.
Yep. They happen. By happen.
You know what I mean? But when you start working out is what I'm getting at, is things to think about from that perspective, like to safety things. Like, again, going into jujitsu and doing those things, of course, you can't roll when you're like 8 months pregnant necessarily, right?
Yeah.
But you rolled fairly deep into your pregnancy. You did jujitsu,
Yeah.
right? You were just kind of cautious. And like you said, you picked and chose your partners who you roll with, stuff like that. Like even just working out in general, like what are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so real quick, I'm going to go back because
Okay.
when I got pregnant, I was
When you
like,
found yourself pregnant?
yeah, I was like, oh shit. Like, I'm like, because we didn't plan
It was
it.
a big whoopsie
Yeah,
doozy. Well, no, you guys planned it.
Well,
You just really didn't plan it.
honestly,
You knew what
9
you were doing.
years
You
into
talked
our
about this.
but 9 years into our relationship never happened. Well, how did it
Pull-out
happen?
game broke.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, dude. But anyways,
This is slightly adult show tonight.
sorry.
That's all good.
But once it,
I know what happened.
yeah, I mean, I did too, but I was there. But, yeah, it was kind of an like, oh crap, like what? No, I don't.
How do I adjust life?
I
Yeah.
had just quit my full-time position as an athletic trainer
I remember that.
because I think I was
And then you
still
came on here.
full-time. Was I? Did I stop my full-time position?
You had already stopped that over at the school.
Okay.
You had done that maybe a couple months before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, not thinking that we were gonna have a child, right? But I mean, honestly,
No,
probably,
because you were going to put in all your effort into Transcend and into jujitsu. I
Yeah.
remember that. We can go back and watch the video. Like we've got them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why I think the biggest thing was like, how are we gonna do this? Like, I just quit this job. Like,
It has all
you
this
know what
stuff.
I mean?
Yeah.
We just got a house that we're renting, like
Yeah.
with a, so there were just so many things. And then when I found out I was pregnant, I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to do all the things that I've been doing for my self-care, right? And jujitsu is included in that. I was like, how am I going to train jujitsu? Like, what's going to happen there? I'm going to be out for a while, and so I'm going to be behind. Like, that's
You think about it that way,
yeah.
right? Yeah, I know. That makes sense. It's like going on vacation and missing the stripe, Jonathan.
and then as far as like my self-care, I love the sauna. So I
You
couldn't
can't-
do
I was gonna
sauna,
say,
hot baths.
because basically
like,
you're cooking your eggs. You're
yeah,
cooking that egg in
so
there.
it
I didn't even
just
think of that.
yeah,
Whoa.
because you're pulling because when you heat yourself, you're pulling all of your blood flow away from your internal organs,
Which
and
it needs to be focused back.
yeah.
I would not have even thought of that. I just thought
So
you were just cooking a
and
child.
you're like everything dilates. So basically, you're just
Vasodilation. You taught
yeah.
me that like a couple years ago.
Yeah, so it's you can just pass out. Like it could be really bad for the baby.
So you can't do that.
No,
No,
so I didn't.
No cold plunges either.
I did.
Oh.
Yeah, so I wasn't for a while. I didn't cold plunge for a while, and then we had a
Like at what stage in your pregnancy are we talking like 6 weeks? Or are we talking 3 months, 6 months?
I stopped when I found out I was pregnant. I stopped doing my self-care except for floating. I could still float for a while.
Okay.
Until it got uncomfortable, which it did get uncomfortable.
Even floating?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, because it was difficult for me to lay on my back for long periods of time because I felt like, because he was like placed, I don't know if it was
Just
my
where he was
diaphragm.
in
Yeah,
you?
I was just
Okay.
like, I felt like I couldn't breathe. Yeah, it was just very uncomfortable. But so a midwife, not a midwife, a OBGYN who was a very holistic, like she had her own practice and everything.
Mhm.
She came in one time and I was talking to her and being like, yeah, I haven't really been doing cold plunges like I used to. And I was like, but I'm like looking at, different studies and stuff, and it's not saying that like it's bad for you. And then she's like, no, it's not bad for you at all. And she said that it actually brings blood flow to the uterus because
it's forcing blood to the core.
Yes.
Versus the what's the other one?
Vasoconstriction or vasodilation.
Constriction, that's what it was. Vaso. Okay.
Yeah, so basically the cold is it's trying to warm you up, so it brings everything
to the core. Just like if you were to fall into a pond or something like that.
So baby is getting a lot of blood
More
flow.
blood flow.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
So it was actually, I'm not saying that
Do that. That's not for everybody.
No, I'm not.
Like, talk to your doctor.
Because I was already doing it. So my body already knew how to respond to that type of shock. You know what I mean? So that's a whole different story. Like I was already consistently doing that.
This isn't for the beginner.
No.
You need to know how to. That's a great call out.
Yeah.
You need to know how to go into cold plunges and do those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Because it sucks if you've never done one. I've only done 2. And I did one here and I did one with you. And I was like, that's it.
Stopped?
I still haven't. No, when you stopped, I didn't really get started.
Oh.
I literally did 2. And I was like, nah. And that's the only one she's ever done was with you as well.
Yeah.
And we're like, no, it's not for me.
I love it.
I know. Like, yeah, that's
it sucks, but I also love it too.
Yeah.
But
But that's interesting. Yeah, no,
so I
like
continued.
thinking about those sorts of things.
So I stopped for a while, but then at about, I want to say it was like at the 6-month mark, I started again. I started cold plunging again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you stopped from like as soon as you found out, like, so
and
say
I
it's
found
gonna be
out
like
and I was
9
like-
weeks or something like that, or 6 weeks or
I
whatever.
forgot when I found out.
You're like, oh shit, I haven't had my
told
period kind
y'all
of thing.
pretty. Like,
Yeah,
it
you
was
told.
in October.
Yeah, you told us pretty quick.
October. Anyways, I don't want to do that.
Like I missed it.
But
And all of a sudden, oh shit.
yeah, yeah. So, anyways, so that was. I know it sounds like whatever. Honestly, I don't really care because it's the truth. I just felt like I'm not going to be able to do the things with my body that I wanted to be able to do.
You had
because,
planned that you had planned to do with your body.
Yes.
And then plans fucking change sometimes.
Yeah, and honestly,
Right?
it's only temporary. Like 9 months plus, recovery and stuff. Like it really does fly by. I know we were going to talk about that too, but it does. It's like such a short period of your life to sacrifice for the most beautiful thing that's ever happened to my life. You know what I mean?
Like look back. Okay, so 9 months ago was November.
Bro, but that pregnancy, I don't know.
What? Kick your ass?
Yeah, I don't like being pregnant.
You're not like gonna have 7 kids.
No, I mean,
like back in the 1910s.
If anything, maybe one more. But
so he has a play toy.
Yeah, so he has a buddy, a companion. But
like you could adopt a dog.
We have a dog.
No,
but,
I know.
But it's it just like, especially at the end, because it was like all the swelling, and just I just didn't want to walk. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't like the
Just
only
done.
thing that I could do was yoga, which is what I did the entire pregnancy.
Yeah, you put out a ton of videos like where you're showing
Yeah.
kind of just like simple
Well, I
downward
was
dogs and different types of things and
yeah, I was doing it. I think in my story, I think I was posting more. I never
yeah,
really.
that's
I
what
think I
that's
did
what it
like
is.
one actual post, which is
I
kind of.
mean,
I
that's
was
what I
kind
mean.
of
Yeah, I've seen
sad
your
about
stories.
that. Actually, I should have done more.
You
I
can
should have
go and
recorded.
you can go in and you can find your stories.
Oh
still.
yeah. I let
You're
go
like,
of that
"Ah."
account. No, I let go of that
Oh,
account.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, because it was my other account, and then I started using this mind body empowered one.
Yeah, so that's where you can find her, Mind
Yeah.
Body Empowered.
Um.
But nonetheless, it's
Yeah.
part of kind of the process, right? You're like,
Mhm.
fuck, I had all these plans.
Yeah.
It's like anything, right? It's like you could have broken your arm and you've been out 6 weeks,
Bro.
right?
Mm-mm.
Or something like things come
Yeah.
up and yeah, you've got Zacchaeus now.
Yes.
And he's an amazing little kid, and you'll
Yeah.
never see his face until she wants you to see his face, which is totally cool, and I love that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what else? So you were talking about
Like working out and stuff. So
postpartum
okay.
training, and how important was that for you? Like getting back. Okay, so I guess this is the question. You said so. Of course, it's 9 months, 10 months plus to heal, going through pregnancy and everything, like, and having
Yeah.
birth, giving birth. When did you start getting back into training? What I mean by training is like maybe not hardcore or anything like that, but just getting back into being physical and doing something.
Like on the mats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
well,
even just like lifting weights and doing shit like that. Or
so
I don't know. I mean, because you do different things. You're not out there lifting weights like a typical like weight, like workout chick.
No, but let me real quick. I'm gonna go back to like while I was pregnant.
Yeah.
Yes, I was still training, and I never stopped teaching. So I
That's true.
continued
Yeah, yeah.
to
You just
teach.
you only took like a month off or 2 months off or something
I
like
think it was
that.
like a month.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like a couple months as far as like not being on the mats.
Right.
Not,
That's what I mean.
yeah, not like physically training, but I don't know if I told you the story of why I stopped like training and well, anyways, I was in guard and I was showing a position. I think it was a sweeping kids class, and the girl, I was pregnant, and the girl, she forgot that I was pregnant. I had my gi on and everything, and she pressed into my stomach,
okay, yeah.
and I got so scared. Do you remember? Did I tell
I
you
don't
that?
remember that, no, but I
Oh
can
my
imagine
God.
like
I was so scared. I was like, "Baby, please move!" And then he started kicking. I was like, "Oh, thank God!" But it
okay.
was so
That's scary. Yeah.
So I was like, "All right, I need to be really careful." Like with, I love jujitsu,
And
but
kids,
I'm like
an adult, it's like, okay.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you're working with somebody that's real careful. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
but
kids-
it just scared the crap out of me. So
Shit,
I was
yeah.
like, all right, I need to chill out for
Yeah.
So yeah, but I continued to teach and stuff. But
modify what you teach.
yeah, I was definitely
Right?
doing that. But yeah, I mean, even women's, you're right, yeah, because women's class I was still teaching, and I had this big ass belly, and I'm over there, trying to show all these different things, but I'm like, my belly's in the way. I remember teaching arm bars and stuff, and like with this big
Your
belly.
balance, you got to counterbalance
Yeah,
there. You're like,
it's
shit.
like-
Dude.
it's kind of fun though.
We're gonna do this from the.
But I was, I was like, I can do arm bars like from top,
now you just
like
have to
modified
really
mount.
reach the armor.
Like I'm not pulling you down. Like I'm not going on my back at all. So I'm like, I'll just do an arm bar from here. But anyways, so I continued teaching, and then like I said earlier, I was doing yoga really consistently, and that was part of like me wanting a natural birth too. So I was trying to
okay.
yeah, because my family, all of the women have done C-sections, and I was like, that's not for me. I'm like, I'm gonna have this baby naturally. So
Like in a tub kind of crazy shit.
no,
like
no,
one of
no, I
those
didn't do
things?
that. I did it with
Oh,
a
okay.
midwife. I wanted to do it without
I was
any.
thinking one of those crazy water birth things.
No, I that would have been cool, but I was with a midwife.
so.
Like
I don't have kids, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I never told you my labor story either, did
No,
I?
let's hear it.
Oh, bro.
Let's go.
I was in labor.
Let's go.
I was in labor for like 2 days. So I was trying.
Like 48 hours straight.
Yes.
Did you want to just like end it all? or-
I was so exhausted towards the end because I can't remember how long I was. It was like 50 something hours that I was in labor because I had him like at like
Good
the 52nd hour.
Lord.
So when I was in labor, I was trying to have him naturally. So I labored at
You
home,
mean without a
epidural,
yeah.
but I ended up getting one. But let me
Okay,
just
yep,
go
you'll
here.
get that. Yeah.
So I labored at home, and then as soon as I got to the hospital, it was getting like the intensity was increasing,
The
the time
time,
was
yeah.
decreasing. And so I got to the hospital. As soon as I got to the hospital, like they basically put me in the gown they were going to check my cervix to see whatever.
Dilation, all the bullshit.
Before
Yeah.
they did that, my water broke. Like right before they did that, right? The woman came in, and I was like, I'm pretty sure my water
I just
broke.
peed myself.
Yeah, I
or-
was like, this is not
It's like on the
normal.
movie. Yeah.
But luckily I was on the bed, like with stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry, gross.
No, it's
but,
fine. It's
but-
it's called life.
Yes. But she was like, yes, you did. And so they immediately, took me back and stuff. And so I labored at the hospital for, I want to say like, I don't know, like 36 or 40-ish hours. And
Are
then,
you awake this whole time?
yes, that was the problem. I was so exhausted by the end of that because I'm like going through this
Because it's intense pains, up and downs, and up and downs,
and it's
right?
like
The
so I did hypnobirthing, and no, like hypnobirthing is good because it gets you in the mindset of like you can control the perception. You can so I moved through my contractions probably easier than most people, but it was still freaking hard.
yeah.
It was very intense. So, with hypnobirthing, you kind of want to go through those contractions, but like waves, and kind of move through them and like allow the contraction to happen and then
Okay.
like come back. So it was so intense though. So every time a contraction happened, I'm not one of those like screaming ladies.
No,
I was
very
taking a breath every time. So it would be 4 breaths. I would measure it most times. Like the contraction would last like 4 breaths. The first breath
Like
was
full-
the freaking hardest breath there was because it's not just pain here. It's like pain all the way in
Like
your
your
back. It like
kidneys and-
moves into your hips. It's like because your body is trying to
It sounds
contract.
terrible.
It's awful. It really is. It's not fun. But and isn't it crazy that I would even consider having another one? See, that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Because you love the miracle of life.
yeah, exactly. But anyways, so for that many hours, I went straight without an epidural, and then
Don't women normally get an epidural? Like, fucking
very soon.
hit me up, doc.
But I tried
You
tried
tried
very
not to.
hard, and then once the thought in my mind, I've told this story a few times, but once the thought in my mind came through where it was like I'm basically giving up, I said, I don't know if I can do this. I was like, you know what? I'm going to surrender to that, and I'm just going to get the epidural.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I was thinking, sorry again, but I was thinking about dealing with these contractions and pushing a baby out, and I was like,
On
oh my
top of it.
God. I'm like, how am I gonna? What is my vagina gonna feel like? I'm so sorry.
No,
But I
it's
was
fine.
like,
Yeah,
this is like,
this is reality.
yeah. I was like, I have no idea
Like, it's gonna,
what's gonna.
I might rip in half like an alien.
And I didn't, luckily. But like, I
I
was.
mean, that's a good thing.
You know what I mean? I was like super. I fear came in. Like I allowed fear to come in, and so after that point, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna surrender to it. And I'm gonna get the epidural. And once I got that epidural, I was like, "Oh shit, I feel
This is
good."
easy.
I'm like, my legs were so numb, like I could not move anything. But it was so funny.
Like, I just get to sit here.
It was amazing, though. Honestly, the
Can I have a
experience.
Snickers?
I mean,
Okay,
it was
so
really
next
amazing.
baby, when
Yeah.
you decide to want to do that, epidural right off the bat.
No.
Oh fuck! See, you're like
No.
one of those goddamn like, what do you call them? The people that run like 100 miles, like those,
Oh no.
those like David Goggins
Yeah.
assholes. They're like, nah, I'm a glutton for pushing it. And then you're gonna do it, and then your foot's gonna fall off, and then you're gonna be like, okay, I'll take a shot now, right? Like, why? Just go in, get the shot.
I don't want to. I want to.
This isn't like a Joe Rogan like
no, but
challenge.
I know it's crazy, but I want to try to do it as naturally as I can. I want to. I really want.
Do you
I
think
want
it puts more stress on the baby? I don't know the answer to this.
No.
I don't know. No.
No.
Like-
I don't think so because there's chemicals and stuff that are in
All
the
the
epidural
endorphins.
and
Oh,
but-
I got you. I
yeah,
got
you know what I
got
mean?
you.
Like
Yeah.
the medication itself, the Pitocin that they put you on, like it's
I don't know
literally
what's in it. Yeah.
it makes your body contract, and so it like
Oh, so
feeds-
they're forcing you to have
exactly
contractions.
yeah, and
Oh,
so
I
I
didn't
want to
know that.
try to have the
It's
because our
naturally
body
skin.
is meant to do this. Like
I wonder
when-
I wonder if this second time around, because your body's already gone through it, maybe I
That's
don't
what
know.
I've
Does it
heard.
get easier? Well, because you have them
Well-
grandmas out there from like 1915 that have like 15 kids. And granted,
And-
half of them died because they were in the farms, right? I mean, but it's 1915 and they got
yeah.
smallpox and polio or whatever.
No, I've heard that if anything, it'll be a lot quicker.
That's what I'm saying. Like
so
the system's primed.
because I
a
feel
little
like
bit.
if I had energy, I feel like maybe I would have been able to do it. But I was so depleted. I was so tired because
You weren't eating steaks.
Yeah, I was just. I mean,
You were a vegetarian back then.
No.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. We
Meat.
talked about that.
No, I was eating meat. When I got pregnant, I started eating meat again.
Yep.
But 4 days in now. So.
She's back to not eating meat. I don't understand. I bought a big ass steak downstairs. It's on the grill
he was
right
gonna
now.
feed me, and I felt really bad telling you.
It's all good. We got rice and beans too. That's good for you. That's good for you.
It is.
It's
But anyways, if we can go back to postpartum.
let's talk about
training
just
real quick.
Yeah.
But so after I had the baby, luckily naturally, except for the epidural, which
that's pretty okay.
I'm not really at the time. I was ashamed.
Don't
but
beat yourself up about something.
Yeah,
like that.
I want to because like my mind is like I can get through anything. Like you know what I mean.
Sometimes also a problem.
Yes.
And I have a lot of military friends that have that problem.
See, and that's probably I don't know if that has to do with my anxiety, but it's like I should
be able to deal with this.
Yes, exactly.
I think I'm getting on anybody else.
I think I'm getting down on myself because I'm not like I should be past this.
I should be able to deal with this.
Okay.
No, that's called dealing. That's what having a tribe around you is for.
Yeah.
Having people.
Yeah.
That's what even just being right here talking about this will help with.
It's also though like part of it is like I'm about to just go into it real quick, but it's like I'm almost ashamed that I can't get through. Like, it's almost like I'm not able to push through this thing, which I feel like I should be able to mentally, emotionally, spiritually push through. You know what I mean?
But what is the thing?
The thing is feelings. Things are feelings that I feel guilty for. I can't go really deeper into it.
No, it's fine. But okay, so like other shit that you and I have talked about personally, like on the other side, and we don't need to bring that up. Okay. But that's in the past.
But it's also it's like
some of it
feelings that I need to get past. This is more of my spiritual journey.
Okay.
So just FYI.
Yeah.
But it's like I want to feel unconditional love for everyone, everything around me, everything I'm doing. Like I want to feel unconditional love. Like I want my heart to be so open that people like you feel that, it's a part of me. And sometimes when things don't resonate with my heart, when I feel like I'm going against how my heart should feel, I feel bad. I feel like it's my conscience.
I understand
really.
that.
You know what I mean?
So I will counter that a little bit.
I
understand
know, I'm human.
That is the very Buddha way to live life. It is. That is like the perfect way that Buddha wanted to live life.
I'm human.
Right? Hinduism. That is it. That's exactly what that is. But reality is two different things.
Yeah.
Between what you would like and what's reality.
Yeah.
And that's okay, but you got to give yourself some grace.
Yeah.
There has to be. Like you can strive for certain things, but you have to give yourself some leeway when it comes to like, you can't put an expectation so far that it's unachievable. We work to achieve. Remember, think about it in jujitsu terms. We work to achieve. That's okay. We work to achieve this much. That's it.
Yeah.
This much. Every single time, right? And that's it. But you have to give yourself some grace. And that's okay. We fail. We live. We learn. We move. We keep going, right? But take some time and give yourself some grace.
Oh,
and it's okay. Right? And it's totally fine to do that.
Like I don't know why it's like it's so hard for me to mostly forgive myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it's like the most difficult thing. And it's like that is the main thing that I should be focused on is like once I forgive myself, it's so easy to forgive. I mean, I don't know.
Not everybody deserves forgiveness. You don't need to forgive everybody. Fucking people, not everybody deserves forgiveness. There are really shitty people out there that do not deserve forgiveness. You don't have to be.
I know, but.
Right. But think about it that way. The people that you interact with on a daily basis, treat them that way. Some rando dude that's at the gas station that has this dog in a fucking shopping cart, right? Treat him with enough respect to say, I need to take care of this puppy. And I know it's the right thing to do, right? Like what Beth and I did, right? And give him some money and say, hey, be on your way. I'll take care of this life now for the rest of my life or for the rest of his life. And that's what you're doing now. You've created a life. That's number one. There's nothing else that's important. Every other bullshit request that you think you had in the entire world is all gone. It's only about Zacchaeus.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
But the only problem is,
And you.
if I can't take care of myself, then I can't take care of
that's
him.
that's prioritization of energy, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to take care of you to take care of Zacchaeus, right? So, but that doesn't mean you need to take care of every single other person. We all have our own energy and our own worlds, and we can take care of ourselves, right? And everybody else can. So don't put so much effort on, or don't put so much on your shoulders that you're like, it's unrealistic. Yeah. There's nobody expects you to need to do that. I promise you, right? Like my mom had all sorts of shit. Like your mom, every mom goes through this. I guarantee it, right? Yeah. But you have to give yourself some grace, right? Just a little bit of fucking grace.
I think that I need to accept my mistakes and my flaws because I'm human.
Dude.
I mean, that's jujitsu too. So I know like it's all about training. And I think that I've just hit I think I hit a wall. And so I think that's why I
hit one like every single Thursday. Tuesday, I'm doing great. Fucking Thursday, I'm like, nah.
But a spiritual wall is what I'm saying. Like an emotional, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's more of that. But
I understand.
But I mean, so I think that's what I'm trying to break through this wall. And so I'm not
sometimes
reaching
it's just time, right?
I'm not reaching for perfection because I know that's
unreal. Like you are.
I know, but I know that's unrealistic, and I know that's my ultimate goal. Maybe not in this life, you know what I mean? But
that's another part of Buddhism.
Yeah,
it's literally.
But I'm working, so I wanna be able to push through at least this current threshold.
Yeah,
like I wanna get past that, and then once I get past that, I feel like I'll be able to manage everything else so much better. And it's just this thing that's been
nagging.
For years, it's been there, but I work through it and then it's there again. You know what I mean? And it's okay, I need to.
Okay, so this is another thing that I've heard, and this is not me saying this, is you need to look forward and quit looking backwards. Yeah. You cannot do shit about the stuff you've already done. Yeah. And that's very much how I live my life. Like I've fucked up a whole bunch of shit. Yeah. Right? Not so bad that I'm like, I've murdered anybody or done something crazy, but I've gotten a DUI and I've fucked up and I've done things. But my life after all of that has gotten pretty good. And then I've got my brother who's gone through some terrible times, right? With kids and multiple wives and all these things, right? And things like that, if you don't draw a fucking line and say, I am done dealing with this, you can live in the past for as long as you want. Yeah. Or you can live in the future.
Yeah. Or just in the present.
Or in the present. But that's a choice you have to make. Right? Yeah. There's no other way to do it. It's literally stop. Yeah. I think there was a woman on Joe Rogan's podcast maybe a month ago. And I'll find the episode and I'll send it to you. Specifically talked about that when we dwell on the past and the hurts of the past, and even if we fucked up, it's not like somebody hurt me or I hurt somebody. It's it doesn't matter. You can't move. You get stuck. So we have to just in
Part
the trash
of it
can.
It's okay, maybe it's trauma from the past, right? But it's also almost a reoccurring thing that I can't go into.
That's fine. That's fine.
But
okay.
it's just it's deeper, and it's not it's a current thing.
Okay.
So it's I'm working through it currently.
Okay.
You know
that's
what I
fair.
mean?
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just trying to say if it's something that you could be that shit that I've done in my past and my brother dying, things like that, my mom dying and bad shit happening. It's I could dwell, and I have a lot of friends that would dwell on things like that. Oh, my brother died. It's well, that's life sometimes. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what I was getting at. So I'm not trying to discount anything that you're going through by any means. No. It's just part of that. It's Anyway, we can move on from that.
Yeah.
But you know what I
Well,
mean? We can talk about that.
I'll just say that that my past I'm actually okay with.
Good. Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, nah, bro. I know, like, I know what I did, and I know that it led me exactly to where I am, and so
That's
I'm
how
okay with
I'm
that.
good. That's how I'm good. I'm like, all the fucked up shit that I've done
Yeah.
got me to exactly me and you talking
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
For some rando reason,
Yeah.
I'm in San Antonio, Texas, 6 years later, talking to
Yeah.
Krystle.
So I'm okay.
Okay, good.
I'm okay with that.
All right, good.
So okay, sorry. So,
No, it's just part of
I know.
that's part of podcasting, fam. We never know where this train's gonna bring us.
We've probably cried like 3 times already.
Me too. Fuck. It's all good. All right. So I've gone through the. I'm just looking at my notes over here real quick. What's
well, we didn't do postpartum training, which
Oh, go
which
ahead. Yeah.
I'll real quick.
Yeah.
It's just
Did I? Oh, I missed it. Okay.
that just right after I had Zacchaeus, obviously that was completely focused. All that time was completely focused on him because he needed me all the time,
Yeah.
24/7.
That's what I was thinking. Like what? Like
He
how does that
literally
even work?
needed me every moment of every day of, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
that was pretty difficult. But and that brings me to the community part, which is
That's
insane.
like coming right up. I brought it up a couple times. I just had to hit
Yeah,
on it.
I mean that honestly, I have never felt more supported in my life. Like it was crazy. It was like all these people. Specifically, I need to shout out Denise Holberg. She was my doula, by the way. Just
Oh,
someone,
I didn't know that. Yeah,
someone who supports
I know. I
you
saw.
through.
I follow her, and I know she's a doula.
Yeah, but she is amazing. So she set up like the meal train. I don't know if you remember
Yep,
that.
yep.
And then so we never had to worry about food. People were coming and delivering things to us. Like so none of that. We never
That's
had
awesome.
that was like the most amazing part because honestly, I'm trying to like, I have no idea how it's gonna be to raise a human. I'm
You're
just like well,
This was an
on
accident.
this is a whim, guys. Like, I don't know. Like, I just need to keep this baby alive.
That's
You know
all
what I
I'm looking
mean?
forward to,
So,
yep.
like, and honestly, it was a beautiful experience. Like,
Yeah.
it really was. But it was a
Oh,
lot.
with the baby shower and everything. Yeah, that was amazing.
yeah, that.
Yep,
I
that was
mean,
crazy.
we had 4 baby showers, just FYI.
Oh,
Like, that
Jesus
was,
Christ.
it was, we had to, I felt like we just had
Just
to
give shit
separate it.
away
Yeah.
at that point
They
because
honestly,
you have
like,
so much things, so many things.
we had a lot. Yeah, we had a lot.
Like, I've got
I
80
have given a lot.
I've
of
got
this stuff away.
81-month-old shirts or something like
I
that.
wish. No, but it was honestly amazing. So yeah, it definitely started like before when I was pregnant,
Mhm.
right? It was there, and just like the support we had as far as like, of course, subcon was a huge thing. Of course, our families and
Yeah.
stuff, but just all of it, even postpartum, I was just like, wow, we really just don't need anything. Like we literally didn't need anything. All I need is sleep, bro. That's
Like,
it.
can you just like make it quiet?
But that was a whole different thing. Like we had, his mom would come and help us. My mom stayed for like a week after, and so we
That's awesome.
had that. And like, don't get me wrong, it
Your
is
family's here,
difficult.
right? your family?
Now,
Okay.
my mom didn't live here at the time. She was
okay.
in California, but she moved down here.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay, cool.
now she's here and she's helping every Thursday. That's how I'm able to train.
Okay,
Mhm.
cool. Right on.
Yeah, but so anyways, postpartum, it was amazing, the community and just the people, but self-care was super important.
Okay.
Like because
Like we talked about, you have your self-care rituals, we'll call them, or regimen.
yeah,
But like, what are other things that like, I mean, just taking time for yourself. Like, who cares? Like, go get a pedicure.
honestly,
Go do something where you just get like your own brain space. Kind of.
the biggest for me, it was I needed to work on my body because
Okay.
I felt like
Like workout.
physically, not workout. No, I
Oh.
needed because as an athletic trainer, I can feel all the everything that like okay, if I'm rotated here, like I could feel the pain that was happening because
Mhm.
I was holding
Yeah,
the
yeah.
baby, the newborn baby,
Oh, on
only
one
this
side.
and
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
crap, okay, I need to work on the other side.
Mhm.
So like
Like your hips
physically,
get all jacked up.
yeah,
Yeah.
and my body was so loose still because you have all this
You just
relaxin
lost
and
the whole
stuff.
baby out of you.
Yeah, and then I was recovering because there's a huge wound that happens when you
Have a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's just a
we
lot.
don't want to talk about that.
So So, and I mean like inside of
I know.
the body, but and then all my organs are
Talk about
trying
that
to
either.
come back, to where they
Yeah,
need to
everything's trying
be.
to go back to snap back to
Yeah.
reality.
But
Is-
so I did a lot of breathing techniques.
Okay.
I did a lot of yoga, very like easy, super slow and controlled yoga. And then the biggest thing that helped me was working on my body. Honestly, like there were a few times where his mom would come and I was able to kind of have me time, and I either slept or I worked on my body, which was like I
Okay.
remember spending
Mostly
2
yoga kind of stuff though,
well, one
or
time
like
I spent
walking, or
2 hours on the bed. Like she was there, like holding the baby. I spent 2 hours on the bed just working, like massaging myself, like moving my body in different, you know what I mean? Like mobility work, like
okay.
all sorts of things. And I like as soon as I stood up, I was like, oh
My
my
body
God,
actually
I'm a
feels better.
new person. Like I felt completely rejuvenated. Like it was
That's
crazy.
cool.
So, and of course I was breathing through that whole thing. So I worked my way from doing that. Like yoga was the main thing. Like throughout the pregnancy, postpartum, yoga. Like I did a lot of that because yoga also increases your core strength. And, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like all
yeah.
the
I mean,
things.
all the things you need to
Yeah.
really work on there.
Yeah. Come back. And then I can't remember. I want to say it was like, I know I went to work 5 weeks postpartum. And then I want to say it was like close to that time when I got on the mats and I did like light rolling, like super
Yeah, I
light
remember you were
rolling.
still like,
Yeah, I was
you're like,
recovering. I'm like, I'm
only a few people rolling
yeah,
with you.
and I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm like very light, please, because I'm recovering here.
Yeah.
But it was awesome.
Still gradual.
Yeah, it was gradual.
You're back into it full force now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but
normal.
well, it's been-
everything's a year and a couple months.
Yeah, a couple months. Yeah.
Yeah. So
amazing.
I feel great. I feel more myself than I had been because I
Okay.
felt very
That's awesome.
disconnected.
No shit, right? I mean, you're like, God damn,
Yeah.
that's a big deal.
No, it is
Kind of a
It
big
is.
deal. And I'm
And
glad, so happy you were able to come talk to me
Thank you.
about this stuff.
Yeah.
You wanted to share setting some boundaries. My question is, you have your perspective on sharing. I joked about this. You'll
Yeah,
never
yeah.
see a picture of your kid's
Yeah.
face.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see him,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be like, oh, here's my kid, and his face is gonna be that way.
Yeah.
I mean, stealing social media and doing things
I
like
mean,
that. But it doesn't just have to be that. But
Yeah.
setting boundaries with people
yeah. I mean, that's
when you
where.
just have that kid and everybody wants to meet him and everyone wants to touch him.
Yeah, and that was another thing. I mean, there
Everyone
was
wants to give him a kiss
there
and
were,
like, listen, Herpy, like we don't need you touching my
yeah,
kid.
there was a lot. There was and there still is, and I think that's part of like the threshold that I'm trying to go through
okay.
is I also need to set like an emotional boundary. I think
Okay.
that's part of it is like I need to not be so connected to what like how other people view me. I guess I'll put it that way. Like
Fair.
that's a little bit further into like what's going on, but like
I'll tell you, when you get older, you don't give a fuck.
but it's like because I love
I know.
people a lot. You
I
know
know.
what I mean? And
know.
so like I don't want there to be any issues because
Animosity or anything.
yeah,
I
because I'm
understand.
like I want everything to work smoothly with everybody. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So when that happens, it's like I feel my heart hurts. So
Okay.
that's the biggest
Okay.
thing. So anyways,
That's fair.
That's
But
an
still,
emotional
that's part of setting the boundary.
yeah,
like,
is I think that's probably it's a good thing I forgot that I wrote that in the notes.
Mhm.
But I think that's probably what I need to do. Is that my emotional boundary and just be like there's nothing I can really do about this. I forgive
And you
myself.
have to
I
move on.
forgive them and then I need to move on. And
Step
that's
forward, right?
That's the step forward because honestly, I don't care what you've done to me. What I want to reach is the point of full forgiveness. And I love you. Like I want to
Good.
be able to express love to
Yeah,
people.
that's
and,
fine.
You know what I
You
mean?
can love
Not-
somebody
I don't-
and
and I
you
don't
can
even
love
have
somebody
to
and
see
still
them.
disagree them.
Yeah.
Disagree with them.
And
You're
or
I
like
still love you, dude.
yeah.
Like you're a dick, but I love you. And see ya.
Or
I'll
like
see you next
I
time.
love you, but I still like I love you,
Yeah.
but I can love you from afar.
Yeah, I tell
you know
Beth
what I mean?
that all the time. I'm like, I love you, dick. And it's probably the other way around more frequently than the other. Yeah.
Well,
I always love her.
But yeah, definitely that. But then with the social media thing, honestly, that's just me. Like he doesn't.
He's a really cute kid.
But he also there are multiple reasons why you could look it up on the internet and see like why you should hide your child's face. But honestly, the main reason is I don't feel like I want to share that if he doesn't have the choice in it. You know what I mean? Like,
It's fine.
and I know that's a weird thing to say because it's going to be a long
ton
time.
of really rich media moguls, Joe Rogan and everybody else that don't share their kids' faces.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
I didn't even know he did.
Have you ever seen Joe Rogan's kid?
No.
No, exactly. Because he
okay.
doesn't want you to see his kid.
Yeah.
And that's exactly fine.
Jonathan will ask me, can I post this picture? And I'm like,
yeah, put a little fucking smiley face over it. And I love that. I absolutely love that. Yeah. So, all right. Thank you. Real quick. What are your plans? 6 months, 1 year, 5 years. What do you think? Like, what do you see? I mean, you had a kid a year ago. Like, shit can change. But what do you think? What do you think you're gonna what are you looking forward to doing?
So, I could say,
doesn't have to be 5 years.
Okay,
Like,
there are
6
multiple
months.
things, but because one is like, I want to just spend as much time with my child, and I want to be there to help guide him and to help, just create the most loving environment for him.
Yeah.
Because I want him to be able to do whatever he wants to do, and I want him to feel loved and supported in that.
Okay.
So that's like, 5 years, whatever. I just want to be
being a good mom.
I want to be a good mom.
Goddamn right. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's probably the number one thing is I want him, I need to deal with all my shit so that I can, and
then be a better mom.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always trying to be,
because he's watching everything. He's watching and he's learning everything. So I want to be
It's like
my best self. You know what I mean? So
I don't have any
one.
other thing to equate a kid to. So, yeah.
But I mean, you could look at it as like students, or you know what I mean. Yeah. Like you always want to be your best because people are looking at you, and I think that's part of my self-conscious thing too. Okay, is like people are always, you know what I mean. So I have to like make sure I'm my best.
Be
self.
a good example.
Yes.
Lead by example.
Yes. So I'm working.
That's fine.
I'm working on that.
You know what? We all work on that, and I have a podcast that gets way more ridiculous than this. So.
Well, that would be one. The second thing is jujitsu. I want to help continue to build our school.
Okay.
So Jonathan and I want to help build our program. And that's the main thing is like, can we build it? But not just build it so that, of course, we want to be financially,
you want to make it's a business. You want to make money, but you want to actually have it be a foundation company.
But I want it to be a community, and it already is a community of people. I love everybody, but I want to expand that community, and I want people to come there and just enjoy themselves, to learn, to grow. In however way that they need to just develop in that way. And I think and be empowered. I think that's why, I changed my thing to mind, body empowered. Like because for jujitsu, for me, that's what jujitsu did. It changed my entire life. Like it literally changed my whole life. I want to learn. I want to grow constantly. And so I'm always trying to develop, and
especially when you're teaching people.
Yeah.
That's when you get to a point in a skill set that you could teach somebody something.
Yeah.
It changes the way you think about it.
Yeah.
Because you're still trying to grow and learn. Because it starts coming in on both ends.
Yep.
You're not just learning. You're learning and teaching as you go. And that's that's a different way. That's what I'm saying. You're a brown belt, which is just a step. I mean, you might as well be a black belt.
There's so much more.
But a black belt is like, when I got my black belt in Taekwondo, it's like, oh, that's just the beginning.
Yeah.
And I've got 3 degrees in Taekwondo and all these things, right? And it doesn't matter. It's because it doesn't end. It never ends. So, no, that's a beautiful thing to say. I mean, because that's a 6 month, that's a 1 year, that's a rest of your life, 5 year rest of your life kind of thing to do. Yeah. And that's amazing.
That's just what's on my mind. So
perfect. That's fine. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Where can people find you? Like San Antonio, Submission Concept. Yeah. If you guys are interested in doing jujitsu, contact me or Krystle. I'll put our links in the comments below. You can contact me if you want to reach out to me or Krystle. Especially for women, if you're interested you're in the San Antonio area, you can do women's jujitsu on Saturdays. I think it's at like 9.
No, it's now Saturdays at 12:45.
7. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I changed.
12:45. Perfect. Yeah. You can come down. You can meet everybody. It's an amazing class. We also do other classes, and everybody's welcome. So it's amazing there. Also, mind, body, empowerment out on Instagram. If you want to follow some of her stories there, you know it. I know it was kind of a different type of a podcast that we just did.
Yeah.
But it was awesome catching up.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
Next time, see you guys. Thank you for watching. The bar is open. See ya. Welcome to the bar.